Good morning and welcome. Welcome to Fight CPS with your host, Bob Pace. It's a warm welcome, and this marks the third year that I'm starting this live stream. I've been doing it already for 24 months, for 2 years. And I've started in October of 2023, twice a day. I'm on here. I'm on here at 10 o'clock in the morning, Monday through Friday, 8 a.m. on Saturday and Sunday. In the evenings, I'm on at 7 p.m. So that's twice a day. I'm here to help you with your CPS matter. Now, what I mean by CPS, it stands for what I call the Child Protection System. There are many different names, but it's found in every county in the United States, every state. Also, it's found worldwide. Yes, this is a worldwide podcast. Now, this government entity in the United States was created through an act of Congress in 1962, to protect our children from neglect and abuse, and to further reunify our families if there are hiccups within the family. Because studies have shown that the biological parents are the best parents to raise children, studies after studies after studies. Now, some of these agencies will have different names: Department of Children's Services, Department of Children and Family Services, the Child Protection Services, the Cabinet. The list goes on and on and on. But to make it simplified, I call it all CPS, which stands for me, the Child Protection Systems. Now, who am I? Well, I'm a loving father and a husband. I have 43 years of marriage and raised 6 children. I have 61 years of working and life skills that I've come up with. Talking about CPS is a life skill that should have been taught to you a long time ago. It can affect children of all ages, and it's traumatizing because you have a government agency that has gone rogue now. Not all government agencies do what they're supposed to do, but 50% of them are bad. I experienced that firsthand, along with the 2,700 people I've talked to over the last 24 months, the last 2 years. These people have told me the same as all of them, that they had a CPS entity take their children and put the parents through hell, and a lot of it wasn't there. Already we got a phone call this morning. Okay. Good morning. And who do I have the pleasure of talking to?
It's Kayla.
Hey, Kayla from Milwaukee. I haven't talked to you. Came on yesterday.
Right. Yeah, it's been stressful, to say the least. I have a question, though.
Good. Go ahead.
So, let's say, so I guess, like, in my case, the worker, because I have the two kids. I have the latest newest infant, and then the other daughter that's 5. Well, the CPS worker is worried about if they place the child with the father's family or even with the father himself, they're worried about the contact me and the child. But even though there's not a no contact order, like there's no reason they would have to say like, oh,
What is the
the order.
court told you? Let's forget about CPS. What does the
Okay.
judge order you to do?
The judge is just does the visit.
No, no,
That's
no, no,
the
no. You got to tell me what the court order says. Now, first of all, you have a 5 year old and now you have an infant. Now, did you know that being in CPS is, if they have an open case, you're not supposed to have more children? Was the infant born before you're in CPS's hands?
I didn't know that before. Now I
Oh,
do. Yes.
okay. Well, they're supposed to tell you that. I know that they probably don't, but you're not supposed to have any more children until you get your case closed. Anyway, you have to go what the judge has ordered. No matter what CPS says, you don't have to talk to them. You don't have to follow them or do anything. You need to do what the court orders you to do, and you have to work with either your court appointed attorney or the attorney you hired.
Got it. Okay. So
That is
I
very
just correct.
basic. That's very, very basic.
I understand. I understand. And basically, I'm talking about visitation at this point.
Well, does the
Um,
court order, does the judge say you have visitation 3 times a week? Or does it say 2 times a week? Does it say it's
it,
supervised, unsupervised, or Zoom or not Zoom?
it, it's Zoom. It's Zoom once a week, but there's nothing clear about it. That's the problem.
Do you have a
It's,
copy of
it's
the court order in front of you?
no. I don't have
Well,
an order to
you
go
can
off.
get one from going to the courthouse to the clerk's office. Give me your case number and say you'd like a copy of the court order so you can follow it. And they don't charge for that. They're going to try to. You just tell them that you're low income, and you have to fill out a form that states you're low income. But you get this court order, and whatever the judge says on there, that's what you need to do.
Okay. So, to kind of further some off the court order, so there's nothing saying that a parent can't have hands-on contact with their child. Like, you should be able to contact, right?
Well, I don't know. What the court order says, you can go and visit them once a week at 8 a.m. on Zoom or 9 a.m. on Zoom for 1 hour, and you can only talk about, you can't talk about your case to the child. Again, I don't know what the
Okay.
court order says,
Okay.
but that's all you
Okay.
have to do is follow it. It's not that complicated. Now, where is the infant child right now? Why is he with the father?
Well, the infant is with the aunt still, and
Okay,
the
so
place
you
is
had a team
looking
meeting
at
and
it.
you have a plan that while you're going through this matter with CPS, that your child will be looked after at your aunt's, right?
Right. We're looking at placement with the
Right.
father's
Now,
house.
why you look at, okay, first of all, are you and the father married? Are you a couple?
No.
Okay. Are you, do you have a domestic violence with him?
No, not at all.
Okay. Do you have a court order against him to stay away?
No.
Okay. So are you guys seeing each other?
No. No.
Okay.
Traditional parenting.
But he wants to be a part of the two children's, right? Are those two children's his? Is he the biological father of both child?
No, just the second child.
Okay. So you have a man that you had a child with, and okay. Now why can't the child be with him? Why does he have to be with your aunt?
Because because of the other case that obviously I don't know case ready. I
No, I meant does the
they
open
have
case doesn't involve that man. So why can't your second child be with that man?
that's the funny part. They lied on him and said that he was under the influence with me at the hospital.
Okay, what is
So we're
has he been arraigned in court? Has he been arraigned in court?
yeah,
Okay,
yeah,
what does
he's been
his court order say? Well, I know it's kind of hard, but anytime you're in court, there's always an order that gets done after the conclusion of the court. You're entitled to that documentation. Now, usually the social worker will give it to you, but if the social worker won't give it to you, they need to get it from the clerk and they'll produce a copy of the court order for you and your partner.
So this is what it is.
Yeah, sure.
I talked to my, I will be talking to my lawyer this Friday about what moves will be following. We're standing still because they lying, the CPS line. I call it lying because I got
Well, I
a report.
understand that. That's why you have to deal with the judge and what he orders.
Yeah, so with the court order, I don't know that because we are on stand. What's that? We are.
Were you present in the court when he made his conclusions?
There was no conclusion. We were standing because obviously there was. What's that word? There's a word for it. It's a specific word. They said, "Oh, what our lawyer said." You're trying to go to trial. Oh yeah, I'm about to take it to trial. So.
Oh, you mean they've already had the hearing? Are they done with reunification?
Oh, we're not done with disposition yet. Yeah, disposition. We're not disposition.
Okay, you're still at the disposition hearing. Okay, but you need a copy of what concluded that day in court. That's why it's so important for you to see the clerk.
Oh, okay. Then I'll call the clerk and I'll call my lawyer and my lawyer will tell me that.
Well, yeah, you could do that if you hired a attorney, but a quicker way to do, and of course, if you hired an attorney, by calling him to get the court order, it's going to cost you money, more money than it will be just going down and getting a copy yourself. I mean, if you have to take a bus or you have to drive a car, you know, those are low fees. But if your attorney is 300, 200, I don't know how much he is an hour, he's going to prorate that and he's going to charge you for that. I don't know what kind of financial arrangements you have with your attorney.
Everything is on another next level stuff. I don't gotta pay for anything. My lawyer.
Oh,
My
okay.
lawyer is like, I don't gotta. I just ask him whatever I need. We talk about it. We get it done. That's all. That's how I'm getting places with my child.
That's fine. If you want, I'm just trying to heads up because my attorney that I worked with, Vincent Davis, I tried to do a lot of the paperwork and a lot of the legwork myself, sort of like a paralegal would, so that I wouldn't have to pay exorbitant amount of money because he was $500 an hour, and it quickly rose, to over $100,000. I mean, it's ridiculous what I had to pay to get my kids back. But I've learned that you try to do as much of the paperwork yourself, you'll save yourself a lot of money. Also, dealing with the social workers, they lie and they won't give you the stuff that you're talking about. They're going to aggravate you. Their purpose is to stir you up like a beehive. You're mad as hornets and you want to lash out. That's what their whole purpose is. They're 50% of the social workers are bad. Yeah, and they're gonna sit there and try to raise it really terrible on you. Yeah, I'm still here.
But what I was planning was they are a bottle of soda. I'm gonna shake them up, and when they try to shake me up, I will be that bottle of water.
Well, retaliation is really great if you have unlimited funds. You don't mind paying it, but the less you retaliate, the better off and the cheaper you're off, and the aggravation you're off. You see, I know from my experience in talking to people and being fighting with CPS, I went all the way to the top. I went to the director. I would go to supervisor stuff. I'd have meetings. All I needed to do is made it so bad that by the time I got my attorney, it was a big mess. It was a big mess because they were hating me because I was pointing out all the wrong things they're doing. So unless I'm an attorney myself, meaning that I know all the ins and outs of the law, the dependency law, juvenile law, and family law, I'm not going to. I'm going to let my attorney do his job, and that's the hard thing to do because you don't want to. You've been so stirred up, you've been so let down. They'll lie to you, they'll cheat with you, they'll steal your money. They don't care. And that's something that I had a hard time believing that a government entity, someone who works for the government, would lie or cheat. I think that's terrible. And now with the shutdown of the government, I don't know how people are going to work anyway because they're going to lay off all the government people. Yeah, they are. They're being investigated right now by Doge. Social service is under the investigation, and I know firsthand that Orange County in California is being investigated. Now, is that called Milwaukee County in Wisconsin, or is it just called what county is it?
We are Milwaukee.
You're what county?
Milwaukee.
I know you're in the state of Wisconsin. You're in the city of Milwaukee, but is the county called Milwaukee? Okay, I'm just looking it up on the internet. That's why I'm checking it out.
Okay, quick question while you're looking that up. So I keep trying to fix myself. How can I fix my ear with my first because I know I'm in this. They literally barely have a kid. That case was the second. I have to play. It seems like I have to play like I'm this monster here. Like and the family has to like agree that, well, yeah, we're not gonna let her see this child whenever she feels like it because she's no good or whatever. Like they don't. The social worker says that I'm basically not a good mom, right?
Well, she's going to say that because she wants to make a lot of money. You understand the purpose of the social worker. They're not going to be your friend. They're not going to be, a decent worker or a decent government worker. They're going to go against you. So,
They want everybody agreeing with them so that it looks a certain way. Is that the right thing to do?
well, no, they're not right. The child protection system is very corrupt in a lot of places, and you may be one of the places where it is corrupt. I'd say 50% of all child protection systems are corrupt. That's more than half. So it's
Should your family back you up or say no, you are a good parent, or should they just go along with it?
What do you mean? Should you who back you up? Who are you talking about back you up?
Like my family and people that know I'm a good parent.
Well, yeah, they should. You should have your family on your side, but a lot of families are against each other and they look for money. You see, social services will pay, foster care families or people that want to take care of your child thousands of dollars. So they look at it as a money thing. I mean, I have a case. Go ahead. Go ahead.
Backing up the mother after the CPS worker put in his report and gave to the but the justice to read to say that I believe that the child should be with the mother regardless of her status and her situation, and be best fit to be with the mother.
Now, who's making that statement?
The CPS worker.
The CPS worker has told the court that the child should be with the mother.
Yeah. No. CPS worker says that I believe that the child should be with the mother regardless that the mother is unfit. And the CPS worker actually, he's never
When you are you making the statement and the social worker's quoting you? Is that what it is?
Yes.
Okay, but the problem being is that the father is not a psychiatrist, the father's not the judge, and the father's not a social worker, so it's meaningless of what you say. It'll go in one ear and go out the other ear.
Yeah, but okay, so we're having a conversation, and I ask you a question. Say if your wife want to come visit the child, but she's on drugs and all types of other stuff, she's a danger to the child. Would you let her come see the child?
Say that again.
Say if your wife is on drugs and she's a danger to the child, and she want to come visit and see the child, would you let her come visit the child?
Well, here's the way I view that, and it's probably after I've already experienced it. Both parents should have visitations with their children, even if they're incarcerated, even if they're in prison, because a child needs both parents. Studies have shown that the best
Well,
parents to raise parents are the biological parents. So if the mother is strung out on drugs stuff, I would get treatment for the mother or my wife or my girlfriend or my lover. I'd get treatment for her.
I just, I just need a yes or no question.
Yeah. So I think the first priority, anytime when a family's broken apart, I think the first priority is to maintain continuity within the family unit. When they take kids and put them in a shelter and later into a foster care home, they're breaking up the family. That is not family reunification. Now, they should at all efforts to make a chance to um, hold on, someone's calling in. I'm sorry.
Hello?
Yeah, a call was coming in. So,
Oh,
um,
okay. So hear me out, Mr. Bob.
all right.
Um,
By the way, what is your
what I
first name? What is your first name?
Mike.
Mike.
So
Okay, glad to meet you, Mike.
so uh, I was, what I just did was to show you the example what he pulled on me. Okay. Of course, I know personally that my baby mama is a good mother. Period. All the way around, regardless of whatever the situations that she's going through, because she's level-headed, or she's got a college degree, all these things. I know personally that she's not crazy or anything like that. But when you're going off a third-party note, like you're going off notes of what people said about other people, what other people said about this person, now that's what makes the picture right there. It's the note. So when this man said, when I said, I believe, I said exactly what you said, right? I said exactly what you said. Of course, I believe that the child should be with the mother unless she needs help. I will give her the help. But yeah, I believe the child should be with the mother as long as she gets the help. Now, let me tell you what this social worker did. Because I hear what you're saying, because I said the same thing you said. The man made me sound, right? Because I would have made you sound that you believe that the child should be with the mother, regardless that she's on drugs and she's a danger to the child. You believe that it's okay for the child to be with the mother, and you will allow the mother to be with the child unintended. Now, I think that judge, that judge gonna look at that note, right? He's gonna go off that note. Regardless, you told the social worker said, no, I don't believe that it's safe for her to be in the child of her.
When you walk away from the phone, I can't hear you. When you walk away from the phone, I can't hear you. Also, my listeners are trying to hear. I have you on
I
speakerphone
did,
on the live stream.
yeah, I didn't walk away from the phone. The phone got hooked up to my speaker. But
Oh,
my bad. Let me say it over again. I'm gonna run it real fast so you have
okay.
a clear understanding. Uh, social worker mixed up your words. Said that it's okay for you to leave a child with a dangerous person. The social writers, even though you said no, it's not safe, I would not leave the child with a dangerous person unless they get the help they need, and then they
Oh,
can go
also
visit the child.
supervision. If a child, I mean, if a parent has no control over their drug or the no control over their behavior, then it's got to be a supervised visit. If it's
Yeah.
supervised
So
visit isn't adequate, then it's a Zoom visit.
yeah. So now that's what I said. You know what I mean? Even though I stood on top, like, okay, every mother should have their child. Period. You know what I mean? Even though they have problems, then they need to seek out help get that stuff situated out, then come visit the child, and supervise visit if there's needed. Okay? Now, like I said before, the case worker, the CPS worker, mixed up my words, took out the last part that I said, and turned it into, I believe, you believe, everybody, you believe that it's safe for your child to be with a dangerous person unattended. You will allow the child to be with this dangerous person. And I hand that to the judge. Yeah, you see what I'm saying? You would sit there and say,
well, that's if you're dealing with irrational people, but you don't sound like you're dealing with rational people.
No, he's not rational at all.
That's why I keep telling the parents, you need to do exactly what the judge has told you to do. Also, if you're using a court-appointed attorney, you need to tell the court-appointed attorney 4 things. 1, you're not guilty. 2, you want family reunification. 3, you want to follow the judge's court orders. And 4, you want as much visitation as possible. And that court attorney has to know that he is working for you, and that if he does not perform, you can sue him for negligence and report him to the state bar that have his license removed. It's very important that you have to use the court attorney that way.
And that's what she was going to do. Obviously, she's not doing his whole job.
No, I know that, but that's typical. I would say of all the people I've talked to, the 2,701, which is you, they all have the same agreement where the CPS is filed up, and too many people get caught up with CPS and not what the judge is ordering in court. You know, that is the thing is, because you see why? The only person that can make a decision about your family or your case is the judge. And they don't have a jury trial. They don't have a jury trial. Yeah, go ahead.
No, me personally, I never worried about what the CPS order said.
Right.
I mean, the only part that I had is that they will listen to this person that got this bar license first before they listen to an adjudicated father, the social worker. They will listen to the social worker first before they listen to adjudicated father, because the social worker present their evidence and all their stuff first, and then you have to prove them wrong afterwards. That's what position that I am in. Okay, that's what I'm fighting. I'm not listening to what the fuck this motherfucker said. You know what I mean? Personally, after he introduced himself to me, he already showed me.
Excuse me, we don't use any vulgarity. We do not use vulgarity on the phone, please.
Oh yeah, my bad.
That's okay. That's okay.
With that no good man sitting there stretching his head, making it seem like he can make up these bad ideas about another black man, regardless what nation, period, just a man in general. Because I went to Abdullah, and I learned everything that I need to know. And there was no such thing as no Abdullah. And so I met this other black man. You know what I mean? Did you know man can go through post-traumatic stress disorder too? After pregnancy?
Oh, I know they can. I know they can.
Yeah. So I found out all types of weird stuff that a man can go through while this woman is pregnant.
Oh, yeah, they can go through a lot because there's a lot of changes when you're yes, I agree.
So, I mean, but yeah, that's right. The man was making up lies and feeding it to the judge. And every week we had a different judge. And my lawyer said we ain't gonna go through this. Once I got my lawyer on board and they told I'm not the adjudicated father, I took completely over I took over the keys. I started playing chess with them. I'm like, okay, you want to play? Go to war? We can go to war. I'm thinking it's a trial because I know this is time. But don't worry. I appreciate it. Thank you. You gotta go though. Like you gotta practice instructing this. But yeah, he made up all types of weird lies about everybody and all types of stuff. And then he exposed her information in front of my family. It was he violated her HIPAA law and told information to my sister that my sister never knew anything about this person. About her child and her
Right. No, that's right. That's supposed to be confidential. You're right.
That okay? Now I got someone recording that everything. He didn't know he was getting recorded.
Well, unless you can record people, you can document people, but you got to inform that they're being recorded because it can't be used in a court of law.
Well, if you inform them ahead of time that they will be recorded in the future every time.
Do you notice that when you get a phone call from somebody, a lot of times let's say this call is being recorded for it's like that. All you have to do is tell the same thing to people you talk to. You're being recorded and it can be used against you. So and now if you go to a public place like McDonald's or Starbucks or the library, you can record, but you can't record them at their office. You can't record them at the police station. You can't record them. You have to go to a public place, like even the park. The park. I would never get you come into your home because they're going to see what's in your home and they'll use what they see against you. I never would open a door to a social worker or have them tour my place unless it was a court order, unless it was a warrant. If a warrant was issued that they inspect my home or talk to me, I'll follow the warrant. It's a court order.
There was no court order that he did before. So he violated all types.
Well, if you let them in, you gave them permission. Remember, there's three ways they can go into the home. One, you invite them in, or a family member invites them in. Two, there is a warrant they show you when you're outside, and you could say very quickly that, thank you for showing me the warrant, but if this is a legal matter, I need my attorney present, so we have to reschedule this visit to when I get my attorney present. That's how you avoid going into your home. The third way is if there's screaming or yelling going on, they're going to break into the home. If two people arguing, if a mother and a husband, if a mother and a father are arguing with each other and there's screaming going on, they have a right to break into the home.
I every human being on this planet not to ever try to break into somebody's home because somebody has a
Well, yeah, there's always that problem. I mean, as policemen, they have to learn how to crouch. They want to stand at the front door and the door opens and they get blasted away. But it also works the other way too. There was a black Air Force man that was blasted away when he opened his door a year ago in Florida, and I think it was I can't remember now the city, but anyway, the sheriff opens the door and takes one look at him and shoots him right in the direct chest, and he dies on the phone. FaceTime to his fiancee. That was a terrible thing to do. So anyway, I know what you're saying, but well, then don't open the door. Be quiet. Be quiet. Don't open the door. Hide in the closet. Don't open the door.
But no, I'm just saying, like, I won't never open the door. I don't even care.
Well, I have a ring. I tell family and friends it's a special ring or a special knock if you want to come into my home. But I don't like all the salesmen that come to the door. I don't want to be, hassled by someone trying to sell me something. I mean, I don't need free books or free this or that. My life at home, my home is my castle. My front door is my drawbridge. When my drawbridge is up, you're not getting into my castle.
What about if you let the police do it?
Same thing with the police. They got to have a warrant. They got to have permission. Or well, they bring the police for intimidation. See, the police are dumb. They don't know the rules of CPS, so they follow along and they enforce CPS. They're not supposed to. They're only supposed to protect a CPS worker from getting hurt by a stranger in the home. That's all the policemen are supposed to do. But they'll come out looking like SWAT. They'll bring 10 guys out, with SWAT gear on to come and arrest a little mother holding her three little kids or a father and mother holding the kids there. And it's called intimidation. Yeah.
That was me, but
I don't mean to be rude, Michael, but hold on a second. Don't go anywhere. I need to address all my people that are talking to me in the room. They've been talking to me for the last 30 minutes here, so I need to say hello to them and welcome them in here too. We have Albert, and it's actually Jesus Albert Hernandez from San Diego, California. Good morning, Jesus. And he wants a call to discuss about a case. I have court tomorrow. My court appointed attorney is too busy to talk to me. How are you this morning, by the way? I am okay. Albert or Jesus? Jesus, what I would like you to do is either call me later this morning when my show's still going on, or call me at 7 o'clock California time. I'm on the same coast as you, so 7 o'clock will be good. And Naomi Flores, good morning. And how's your morning going? It's going okay. She's from San Diego also. My kids, I have two people, Jesus and Naomi from San Diego, California. And my kids were taken away from CPS. This has affected me emotionally and mentally. Can I sue CPS? You certainly can, but you got to get your CPS case done first before you do a lawsuit. You can certainly sue them. You can sue them for violation of your civil rights and your constitutional rights. If they committed perjury in court, you can sue them. And here's the third person. I am Cindy Irina Cordero. Hey, I got my son, even if they're trying to terminate my parental rights. Thank God. Well, I'm glad you got your son. My name is Cindy Urea. We spoke before. I kind of remember your name, but I don't know where you're from, Cindy, but I'm glad you got your son. Morning, Bartley. Bartley is from Montana. She's a woman that's got a court date coming up soon this month to get her son back. And Naomi Flores from San Diego is called, it said, um, this is my second visitation with my children. I know so many changes with my kids. They're very dislike, and now I feel that my kids are forgetting about me. What can I go and do about this? You can write yourself a journal to direct it to them what you're doing from day to day. Every day, spend maybe a half an hour writing your thoughts about what happened in the day and address it to your children. So make it to your children, and then they can see that journal when they're reunited again. Now, hi, Rocky. Rocky's from New York. Welcome. He has some advice about a lien against social workers. Um, yes, they do antagonize people. Um, They like to commit people to psychiatric hospitals, yes. They are evil and biased, I agree. Not all of them, but 50% of them. And then Katie. Hey, Mr. Bob, and where are you from, Katie? We lost Michael. Let me see if I can get Michael back again. I think it's Michael. Otherwise, Jesus is next up to talking. Jesus is next up to talking. Let me try to get. Yeah, hello, Michael. This is Bob Pace live stream. You were talking with me about your CPS case of Wisconsin, and I got through answering the people that talked to me in the room, but I wanted to continue our phone conversation that you called in. Please call me back, and I look forward to your call. Thank you. Okay, well, we had a caller in, and we've had another caller, Jesus. If you want to call in, you can right now, Jesus. I'd love to hear from you. Albert Jesus from San Diego, California. please call me right now. There's still 20 minutes left of my show, or 10 minutes left of my show. My show ends at 11 o'clock. So please call me back. Also, I'll be on again tonight at 7 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. That's the West Coast of California. So, Jesus, I'm ready for your phone call and your question. Naomi, I want to hear more about your case. And um, I have told you that you can sue where you're at on your case. And Naomi Flores is from San Diego, California. And Cindy, I don't know where you're from, but I'd like to help you with your question. And Bartley, do you have any questions for me this morning? And I really feel sorry how you feel, Naomi. And thank you for the information, Rocky. And Katie, I don't know where you're from or what's your question, but I'd love to hear from you. Oh, you're in North Carolina. I talked to you a little bit on Sunday about the de facto parent. Yes, I remember the word de facto. Good to see you again, Katie. Good to see you again. I need to put my phone number up there so people can know how to call there. Okay, there's my phone number. My phone number is 626 698 0990. And I want to thank the love emoji. It came from Annette Zumziski. Thank you, Annette Zumziski. Thank you very, very much. All right, I'm here to open for phone calls, text messages. If you want to be a guest on my show, you just email me at bobp at vincentwdavis.com. That's all you need to do. Anything new for me, Katie? Any new questions? Um, Bartley, anything you got for me, Bartley? And Jesus, I'm waiting for you to call me. Jesus Hernandez. Good morning, Bartley.
Good morning.
Glad you
Hi, how
called
are
me
you
in.
today?
It was getting kind of lonely here.
That happens at times, I think.
How you?
I'm taking
How's
pictures
your?
of the house.
Yeah, how's your ankle? First of all, how's your health? How's
Oh,
your ankle?
the ankle's doing better. It's doing better. I
Okay.
baby it, but I'm even able now to put more weight on it, which is good.
Well, that's a good
Okay.
sign. With any kind
Yeah.
of wounds or any kind of hurts, you need to see improvement from day to day. If you don't, then there's something more serious wrong. But I'm glad to hear
Right.
that it's better. Now, you said something about taking pictures of your home to show it's not
Yes.
cluttered or anything.
I've
Okay,
been taking pictures
good.
so that way on next week, I'm going to email them to the attorney. She says
Hmm.
she's going to be on the Zoom, so I guess everybody else is going to be on the Zoom, but I'm going to show up in person.
Oh, really?
Well, that would be the best thing to do, I would think.
Oh, yeah,
That
it
way the
is.
judge.
I'm just surprised everybody's on
Oh,
Zoom.
yeah. It was weird because I got a couple of emails I was trying to talk to you about the other day. Like, the public defender had sent one back to back, one that said there was going to be no hearing or something. Yeah, no. And then the next one right after it said the hearing is on that day. So, and then she had wrote an email before she sent those and said, I'm going to be out all next week. But I have an appointment with her on Monday, so she's not out next week. I just found that quite interesting when I pondered on it a little longer, thinking how they do that. And we'll call you back. Well, we don't have time. We're in training. It's always like that. I just found that interesting that she would say something like that. But anyways, she was going to ask for my son to be returned to my care. That does not mean they're out of the picture. That's fine. I'm just grateful that will give me the chance to love him, number one, and help him heal. And he has a second surgery at the end of this coming month, October. And me and him can heal together, and it's going to be great. It's going to be great. It's going to be beautiful, and I'm very excited about it. And they will come, I guess, as they're saying, every other week. I mean, I don't know, they might do weekly. I don't know. But I'm just grateful that he'll be back in his home.
That's good.
January. Oh, my God.
That's good.
Yeah. Yes. I'm so thrilled. I'm so excited. I'm ecstatic. I mean, there's so many words, right? It's just like, I'm grateful. I'm grateful.
Yeah, yeah.
It's been a hard journey, I'll tell you that.
I agree.
But, yeah. But all things are possible if we try, I guess, and do our best. Never give up, like you say. Never give up.
Well, it's the previous caller this morning, and I kept telling him you need to do what the judge says. Doesn't make any difference what the social worker says. It's what the judge orders, and you need to follow that court order. And if you don't have a copy of that court order, you can go to the clerk at the judge's clerk. You go to see the clerk and get a copy. You need a copy. You can't depend on them.
Right, and one thing I noticed was they all of a sudden now they want me to do parenting classes, which I guess is fine. It's a 6-week course on Zoom once a week. But I find it interesting that it wasn't written in the first mother's treatment plan order from June 3rd. And I just got this paper about what was when she visited last, whenever, I forget what it was, Friday, before I hurt my leg. And I noticed the stamp on the top of the right page corner on top. It said it was dated June 3rd. And it was saying that I do parenting classes. Now, who knows if they doctored it up and, made it look like that? I don't know. But, if that's what it takes, whatever. I'm just grateful my son's going to be back in his house. That means so much to me. I mean, and I know he wants his room back. Oh, my gosh, he was so thrilled that day he saw his room, too. He goes, my room, I love you, Mommy. And he came up and just gave me the best bear hug ever. And it's beautiful. And I just can't wait for that moment again.
That is beautiful. That is beautiful.
Yes, it is. And even though I noticed some of the emails from like she might be the supervisor, I'm not sure, but one of the head honchos in the how she wrote me an email the other day, and as I meditated on it, it was just like I said this. You know, it's kind of like she was yelling at me, and I know not to be that way with them. You want to just give them lots of gratitude and thankfulness, and even though at times we might not want to with these people, that we need to at times hold our peace, I guess, and just say only what needs to be said. And that's what I'm doing. And because I'm all about my son, it's supposed to be in the best interest of the child. So I'm ready. This is my job, and I'm excited, and I don't like it. They want to take my job from me. This is my job. That little boy was given to me from God, and I love him to death. And I'm going to take care of him forever. I'm thrilled.
Yeah, I agree. I agree.
Yeah. So I'm just excited about it, and I have a doctor appointment tomorrow for my foot to be checked out from my radio doctor and a physical. And then Friday, the social worker will come out to the house, and she says she'll be here at 11, and the attorney said she couldn't be longer than an hour because, on her own phone here when she's here. Now, my question is, now that this will be happening weekly or every other week with this woman, do I always have to let her in my house, or can we talk outside? And how long does it have to be? Does it be short and sweet, or does it
What does the court order say? What does the court order say?
It doesn't say nothing. They just started doing this. They just
Well,
started doing this.
I know that. The problem being is that if they come by and you allow them in once, you'll have to allow them in again.
Okay. Okay.
I mean,
that's what I guess I'll do. But I just don't know what are we to talk about? Am I supposed to? I'd love to be like.
I would not talk about anything. I'd use yes, no answers.
So like when she's sitting there, hi, so and so, how are you today? I could say right, and she'll probably say that back to me, and then how do I go from there? Like, go ahead. Would you like to say, Miss Worker? Or I don't
Well,
know.
no. If you're talking to a social worker, she'll ask you a question. You say yes, no, or you don't know, or you don't know, or you need to speak to your attorney. I need to speak to my attorney.
Well, the attorney's going to be on the phone call.
That's fine. That's fine. Okay. Then you need to ask your attorney how to answer that question.
Okay. Okay.
But the more you use yes, no, it's going to be difficult for them because they want you to talk. They want you to say out loud your feeling. They want to know they're getting to you.
Right. And it's sad because a lot of us think, especially in the beginning, well, we have everything to hide, or why can't we be open? But, you can't.
Yeah.
And it's all used against you in a bad way. So, yeah, I just thought I'd call in and say that. And, I'm praying for you, Bob, and I pray for everybody who calls in, and I feel for everybody. And even when this is said and done, I still want to be able to come on your show just to be able to maybe uplift people and, because I can relate like you can to their journey.
Yep. Yep.
All right. Well, I gotta let you go. It's 4 minutes after.
Oh no! Is it already?
Yeah.
Geez, time went fast. Thank you, Bartley, for calling in. Thank you. God bless you. All right. Bye-bye.
God bless you. Bye.
All right. That was Bartley from Montana. She makes it go so good when she called in. I want to thank all you people that have come into my room this morning. You guys are a lot of your family. Um, Katie from North Carolina says it's just frustrating waiting to hear back from attorneys. I know how it is, Katie. I took a copy of my stepson's psychological evaluation to my attorney yesterday, and the foster care worker is not bothering to contact my husband at all. I don't know why he was in the first place. And Rocky says social workers, attorneys will try to establish for FIO. You're getting me really complicated, Rocky. I was hoping you had something about CPS matter there. Kay says, how soon is the first court order supposed to be given to the parent? Well, it's day one, your first appearance in court will have a court order. And now Rocky says, no, you don't. I don't know what you mean by no, you don't. Rocky says the Fourth Amendment, plead the Fifth. They're all, well, yeah. Again, I'm trying to stay away from politics if you can, Rocky. I need to stick to specifics. But anyway, I do have to close. It's after 11 o'clock. I want to thank Rocky from New York for joining me in my live stream. Katie from North Carolina. Well, you need to get a copy, Katie. Go to the clerk's office of the court and ask for all court orders. Anything that court has issued, you need copies of that. So thank you, Katie from North Carolina, calling in. I really appreciate that. And thank you, Naomi Flores. I don't know if we helped you too much from San Diego, California, but thank you. Thank you, Bartley from Montana. And it's good to talk to you again, Cindy, but I still don't know where you're from. And Albert Jesus, I never heard from you. And I want to thank Michael, who called in on the phone from Waukegan. No, I'm sorry, from Wisconsin. I don't think it's Waukegan. I forgot what city it was. But anyway, there's 72 counties in Wisconsin. I couldn't find the county that you were saying. So maybe you meant Waukegan, Illinois. Anyway, it was good to talk to you. I hope you guys will come back tonight because my show's at 7 o'clock tonight, Pacific Standard Time. I look forward to hearing from all of you and to help you. I do care. And this is one place you can come that you get help. I only have an hour twice a day. It's 2 hours a week, but I dedicate my time to you. 7 days a week, 14 times. It's 14 hours. I've been doing this now for over 2 years. I'm now starting my third year. So please keep fighting for your family and your children. And there'll be a short video after you go. I'm going to take my phone number down and put up Department of Government Efficiency, DOGE. That's if you exhausted your help at the county level and at the state level. That's what you go to at the federal level. You go to DOGE. They have a working phone number. Both of them do work. So White House area code 202. It's also the Dodge email. You can send them an email. Also the web page. Go to the web page first. Learn all about DOGE. See what they've accomplished. Then will offer you a job, a career job, not an outreach job. But anyway, I'm gonna leave that on. There'll be a brief video at the end of my sign off. Please watch. God bless you all, and I'll see you tonight at 7 p.m.
A vivid picture is encrypted in your mind as the critics get in line like they're witnessing a crime. But then you notice there's a shiver in your spine from the feelings of discontentment and bitterness combined. Heartbroken when you listen to the judges, another kid's innocence corrupted. And if you go against it, it's destructive. Consider this predicament the toughest, but we believe in a system fit for justice. Child Protective Services only pretends to save it. The one solution for this is worthy of instant praises. 30 years of experience with relentless cases. Allow me to introduce them. This is Vincent Davis defending you when they don't think a mother fits the role. Is it juvenile dependency or government control? Observe the pain in their eyes. It's time for us to realize we are the
last ones left. Put your